Formation of imines. Reactions of aldehydes and ketones with amines. Aldehydes and ketones, when they react with primary amines and secondary amines, they form imines and enamines respectively. Let's take a look into the imine formation first. When aldehydes or ketones react with primary amines, what they form is imine. Imines are compounds which have a double bond between carbon and nitrogen. They can also be called as Schiff's bases. Now, in order for this reaction to happen, you need to have trace amount of acid. Let's see in the mechanism how this acid is being used. Let's now take a look into the mechanism. First, the amine is going to act as a nucleophile, attacking the electrophilic carbon of the carbonyl compound. This is going to create as an alkoxide ion. Once this alkoxide ion is created, it's going to get protonated with the use of acid. And in the next step, the base comes in, abstracts one of these hydrogens that is present on nitrogen, neutralizing the positive charge on nitrogen. And this is going to result in a neutral tetrahedral intermediate. So here is the neutral tetrahedral intermediate, and it is called as carbonyl amine because you do have an hydroxy group and you also have an amine. So it's going to be called as carbonyl amine. This neutral tetrahedral intermediate is in equilibrium with the two protonated forms where this nitrogen can be protonated or it could be this oxygen that could be protonated. So let's also draw the other protonated form. So these are the two protonated forms. We have one here and this one is the other one. Now, because the nitrogen has lone pairs of electrons present on it, those electrons are going to kick back in to form the double bond. So a water molecule can leave from the system. This is basically protonated imine, where you can see that there is a double bond between carbon and nitrogen, and this nitrogen has a positive charge on it. And finally, a base comes and abstracts this hydrogen right here and neutralizes the positive charge on nitrogen to give us the imine. Technically, when you protonate this carbonyl amine, it will be this nitrogen which will be accepting the proton, and therefore it will have the positive charge on it. Okay, why? Because an amine is more basic than the hydroxy group, and therefore this is the one that's going to leave from the tetrahedral intermediate as it collapses to give the starting material that we started with. But we can force the reaction to go in the forward direction where it gives the imine by eliminating the water molecule. Imines can undergo acid catalyst hydrolysis to give back the aldehyde or the ketone that we started with, along with the protonated amine. This reaction right here is irreversible because you do not have the amine. The amine is already protonated, so it cannot act as a nucleophile. This cannot go and attack here because this is no longer a nucleophile. Aldehydes and ketones can react with hydroxylamines and hydrazines to form oximes and hydrozones. And these are some examples for imine derivatives.